So I tried gravity bleeding the brakes and didn't really seem to give me a nice firm pedal. So went on to the forums, and for these particular vehicles everybody suggests that you pressure bleed them. There's various vacuum ones out there which may or may not work, but this is pressure. So basically you've got a pump which you fill up with the fluid, and that then pushes the fluid into the reservoir, and on the reservoir, I'll leave that there a second, we have a variety of caps for different size vehicles, but that's the one that fits, and it comes with a little spanner to tighten it up with. So that's the connection there, and pump it up to about, I think about 5 psi, and then we've got a bottle that we then connect to each of the bleed nipples and just undo them until we get no bubbles. So that's what we're going to give a go at and see how we get on. I've just noticed, you know, this is a brand new master cylinder. It's already going rusty. Can you believe that? I'll put a bit of protection on that. I like it to look pretty. Anyway, let's crack on and get this done, and we'll see if the pressure bleeder works. It's an Amazon special. Cost me about, well, I think it was 40 euros, but I got a 10 euro coupon off because it's what they call French days. It's a bit of a celebration in France. Not quite sure why, but we're doing it anyway. And thank you very much. So yeah, about 30 euros for that. We'll give it a go and see what happens. Right, I shall be back as we bleed them and see what comes out. So back to the sewing machine today, because I've now got some magnetic net curtains which are going to be used to do the doorway. Either, you see, my wife's got the idea that a bead curtain is going to be sufficient. I don't think it will be for the mosquitoes, the midges and things. Probably not midges, we're in France. Anyway, I think we need this proper type of netting, but of course the one that we can buy is much too wide for the door, so I'm going to cut it back. So what I'm doing here is found the line that I need, and I'm going to take this edge here and attempt to sew it onto the netting at that width. But first of all cut it, and then see if I can then do something, or maybe I can actually unpick this edge here, so the inside edge, and then re-sew it. We'll give that a go and see if it works. Right, I will get this finished, and then we'll see what it looks like when I unpick it all. Back soon. Well, I now have extreme cramp in my fingers unpicking that little lot. My wife gave me some sort of unpicking tool, but it's so blunt I ended up having to use the curved scissors. But that's now given me the side piece that I need, so I can now put the netting into this and then sew down this inside edge, and that gives me the Velcro on one side and a nice finished edge on the other. Right, let's see what this turns out like. But yeah, that was a bit of a job and a half unpicking that lot. Anyway, see you in a bit. So as you can tell, just in the van at the moment, just finishing off the curtains, but I thought I'd just put the AC on and just see how it's performing. So this is the Chinese 12 volt air conditioning unit. So I've just got my little gauge to measure 20, so what's that about? Stabilise, will you? Right, so that's somewhere between 14 and 15 degrees, the air coming out of the unit. If I just check the temperature of the seats there, they're 25, they're actually in the airflow. The dashboard itself is a lovely 47 degrees, as you can tell, hot and sunny outside. So yeah, I'm very, down the floor there. Yeah, so the cab area is about 25 degrees. but the air temperature coming out is about 15, and that's on, the fan is on position 4, not 5. Now what am I doing in terms of current? I will have to use a different app for that, but that's pulling 650 watts and just under 50 amps. So yeah, the battery will last a long time, especially if I've switched the solar off at the moment. I just wanted to test it without solar, but if I switch the solar on, then that will obviously compensate for a part of it. So that should give me about 400 watts on max with the state of the solar panels. So yeah, I'm very happy with the air conditioner. I say that cost about 300, I forget what it was, 340, 350 euros. And then I think I paid 60 odd euros to have it filled with gas. So not bad for the money. Very happy with that one. Right, I will be back soon, because we're just finishing off the nets for the doorway. So that's the net in place, and just use Velcro around the outside of it, and it's obviously held in at the top with Velcro. And then for the other one, I don't have it with me, I'm just going to put some little cup hooks along the top here, 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, so we can hang the bead curtain from that. And I just need to put that in place and then just trim it at the bottom. So that's fine. That's stopping the bugs coming in. So we've got all of the windows screened. I've got the cushions back in, so that we've got the table done as well. I have ordered a cushion to fill in at the back there. Found one on Amazon that's made to measure, so we've got that on order. So that should be here in a few weeks. They're not exactly the quickest, but they are made to measure. So yeah, that's it. The nice thing about the table is that it does slide backwards and forwards, so that we can help getting in and out. It is quite large. And I've seen ones fitted to similar vehicles. There's a van called an Erica? Yeah, something like that anyway, which is basically the same design, but they've got a table that hooks onto the back and then just sits on a single leg. Now the reason that this has got this contraption underneath is it drops down and forms a base for the bed. But I did notice that we have these ledges here anyway. So if I had a different table, which just hinged at the back, it would give us more room to get in and out. But also it would then just sit on those ledges if it was cut to the right size. So I might think about that in the future, because this is A, very heavy, and B, even with all the corners cut off, and that it's still a little awkward getting in and out of the dinette. But that's for another day and another dollar, as they say. But I think for now this will do us nicely. Anyway, that's the dinette. I finished off the shower, so that's now sealed. Just wants a bit of a wipe down, and so that's all ready to go. And then I think that is then about it. Just a case of tidying it up now. So what I'll do is I'll give it a good tidy. Oh, actually no, there's one thing left to do. That there needs me to 3D print a cover, so I will do that. I don't think anything needs to go in it. There's no lights or switches needed, but I think I'll just make a cover for that and clip that into place on the 3D print with the 3D printer. But yeah, apart from that, we are good to go. In the future, I think there's various things I'd like to do. I think I want to replace the gas with induction, and the fridge will need, I think, to be replaced at some point, although it does seem to be working at the moment. We'll see. It doesn't have a freezer compartment, but then again, even the small ones don't have that much space available. I've got a couple of little bits to just repair on the roof. I've got some fabric identical here, so I'm just going to make some patches for these areas here that have been butchered by a previous owner. But yeah, apart from that, all good. So yeah, next thing to do is to get it all cleaned up, and then I'll just give everybody a walk through And then we've got some trips planned. So I'm hoping to get up to Bewley at the end of June. There's going to be a Renault Trafic meeting up there. So I'm hoping to get it up there so that a few people who have seen it online can come and have a look. But we do need to do a couple of shorter ones first of all, just to make sure everything's working. I can only test it so much without my wife being in, because she's the final tester and she's brutal about it at times. But hey, we've been doing it for 34 years, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now. I will be back with a few more jobs, I'm sure, and then you'll be watching us taking a couple of trips in it. So bye for now, thanks for watching, and see you soon.